Boys, show and go, 1st of May. We've been at this a month now. We dropped the first episode 1st of April. So here we are, a month deep. I reckon I might start uploading it under the YKTR Sports on the podcast and see if we can try and build a audience there too. Jackson,
oh yeah, let's do that because we got that page just sitting here, don't we?
Yeah, when I was looking at it last night, uploading that podcast. You wouldn't have listened to it yet, Jackson. The podcast he hasn't promoted it all. The Ice did yesterday with I'm going to say it wrong. Monarchy, is that right?
Monarchy.
Yeah, that was a mad one.
Oh, what Monarchy, the organisation here?
Yeah. So the owner of it, I'm on the other day. Fuck, he's mad dude, super smart. Like I was going, I felt fucking dumb as fuck listening to him. I know how you boys feel. No, you boys feel listening to me.
Yeah, man, it must be tough for you.
What about? Can you? What's that? Before we wrap into the show, what's like? Because I've seen like Artie and everyone obviously posting that. What's kind of the nuts and bolts of that organisation? What do they do?
It's almost like a community service type thing where they just help people. And even after the podcast, I was like, tell me the business model. Like, how do you guys make money? He goes, no, we don't want to make money. Like, eventually it'll probably get government funded, but they've just got this collective of people together, and they're just trying to help small businesses as much as they can and help them pivot during this time. And that's it. And he was telling me that, and during the whole time I was going, fuck, what's the business model? How are you making money here? How are you making? Tell me.
It's crazy how it was just like he literally had the idea. I think it was the 19th of March, and then the website and coding was started on the 20th, and it just went from there. And then I started seeing Artie post on LinkedIn, and like even my LinkedIn over here in Australia, I could see heaps of it. I think it's sort of tailored to who you're following and stuff like that, but it just sort of exploded.
Yeah, he runs a production company as well, so he can make like high level ads and stuff because he's super creative as well. So I think Artie and Roger got a bit of a card in that as well. So
I was about to say that because I saw Roger posted that little, what was it, like a marketing sort of trailer when they all kind of got together.
Yep.
And is Parker, Joseph Parker? Oh, there's a bunch of them.
I think so. Yeah. So he's pretty much grabbed the who's who. Whoever the who's who of like social media and sports, and just got this little network together. Smart dude.
Yeah, for sure. And the mad part, he was part of Slam X Hype that went to Complex as well. When he starts talking about going into the offices back in the early 2010s of Complex and what that was like, how they've got all their little junior riding squad going mental and stuff, just made my mind just go, possibilities, man.
Yeah, because I remember him like when he said that, I was like, "Fuck!" Because obviously me and you love all that stuff, Lukey, like Complex and Mark Echo and how they sort of started and stuff. And I was like, "How many articles you need to be writing a day?" And it's like, "Fuck, like 60."
Yeah, I know. It was like, early days, man. Shit. Yeah, exactly. Was that massive in NZ? Because NZ's low-key's got all this mad hype culture.
One cool thing about New Zealand, especially that sort of central Auckland, like Ponsonby out to Greyland, there's this mad little vibe. Like I got into collecting shoes because I walked around there one time and I had a pair of Jordans on. They were Jordan 5s, and like these girls are going, "What? I didn't know you collected Jordans." I didn't even collect them.
You were like,
I got heaps.
Been at it for a minute. Yeah.
But the thing I knew was because the guy who gave them to me was Ivan Tuamavavi, and he goes, "Make sure you do, if people ask, just tell them that you know that they're 5s." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And that's all I remember. And I was going out and went to Ponsonby Social Club and I was walking around. I thought I was killing it.
How did you fit Ivan's shoes? He was a big boy. Jesus.
Nah, that's the thing. He got a size too small. So couple sizes. Yeah, he goes, "Don't buy on the internet." I was like, taking those. Yeah.
Remember him used to rock those like way too long skins? That was like his go-to look. He'd have like those knee-length fucking skins.
Yeah, the Benny Pomeroys.
Yeah.
Jared ain't no way. I had a pair of those on.
The hype culture in Auckland's real, man. Got to come check it out when you get this pop-up going.
Good food there too. Really good food.
Right off K Road, man. Vintage kit. Will be
yeah, for sure. Ice, you would have been doing it just popped to me this morning. You would have been doing that presentation on the Goldie around this time.
Yeah.
And that's obviously
true. What was that? Was that was going to be your first little speaking gig or?
Well, the fake Gary V.
Just a Q&A, guys. That's all I can do.
Yeah. Basically, they're like, "Oh, can you put together like an hour keynote?" I was like, "Oh, no, I don't really want to do that." Like, and they're like, "Why not?" I goes, fucking takes forever to put one together for one. And I just don't want to be up there. I'd rather just be in the Q&A format because what I'm more comfortable with, and I'd rather just get people to ask questions. So it was like a entrepreneurship sort of based around like Indigenous or like Polynesians and Islanders, so they got that sort of story or that narrative of like, "Oh, we got no one that we can really relate to." It's just going to sort of be built around that. But it was over like two or 3 days, and Plant-Based Moldy was going to be there as well. So I was looking forward to catching up with him. It is what it is,
Little
man.
gang.
He's the main dog. He's the big dog.
You reckon he could talk for an hour, or?
Yeah, easy.
He's like, only an hour? Oh.
But
Yeah.
deep human, very deep human, that bloke.
Very deep.
Boys, the NRL and the players, obviously there's a bit going on at the moment. The Warriors fly out on Sunday. There's a bit of an issue with the pay. I think the NRL was going crazy last night trying to get it resolved. Jackson, mate, your Warriors obviously a big part of this. Tell us what you've been saying.
Yeah, they're a big part of it, obviously, because they're not in Aussie, so they're always going to be a storyline until they're there. They're still expecting to leave on Sunday, so my understanding is that the Aussie Cabinet are meeting today, sometime around midday, your guys' time, to give it that final tick of approval and let them... They're allowed to come into Aussie, but let them train together, not do the 14 days in a hotel, which I think Brandon Smith's still doing at the moment, because I listened to him on Roasty. My understanding is that Brandon Smith was here for the lockdown, stuck in bloody Waiheke with his family, and he was allowed to go back home when we went to level 3, but now he has to do 14 days ISO, so he won't be allowed to train with the Storm boys. I don't know if that's just my logical thinking. I haven't actually spoke to him, but
Surprised he's not locked up in one of those hotels.
Yeah, it looks like all his content's coming out of hotels at the moment, eh?
Yeah.
On the Melbourne Storm page as well, so he's locked up, I think.
He but so the issue that kind of arose in the last couple of days was the pay. I don't want to say pay dispute, because sort of Clint Newton came out and said it's not a pay dispute. We just basically want the question answered. So they're still gunning for May 28th in terms of start. And Nudo said yesterday on NRL.com that's not going to affect it. He just said we want to know when and where the money's coming from, which I think is a pretty fair question for any job. As much as I love, my job, I wouldn't work for free. So, and I to be able to say if you're a footy player, as much as you love the game, there's probably 5 or 6 blokes who pay for free. Everyone else would be saying get fucked. So you gotta pay them. You gotta let them know where the money's coming from. There's no broadcast deal, obviously, so that's a bit of a up in the air. So as far as I know, the Warriors are still preparing and ready to leave on Sunday. George came out swinging, saying they're going to kick everyone's ass. Didn't tell the boys that in round 1 and 2, but round 3 we're on. So that's the cool thing. Like, I'll go on for a quick little Warriors tangent here. The one thing you love about Cameron George is the Warriors have been pretty much, the wannabe Melbourne Storm for the last 5 or 10 years. It just hasn't worked. They try and approach everything super pragmatic and come out and say all the right things. And now they've got this guy in there, Cameron George.
And we're about
to
lose.
just...
we got you. No, we got you.
No, so just saying, they've got a guy in there now in Cameron George. He kind of just says what he wants. He says it with his chest, and he's not afraid to, make the big claim, we're going to put 30 on him sort of shit. So you kind of rate that.
That's where you get it from, is it?
Yeah, that's where I get it from, mate. I hope the boys go there, and I hope they start smoking everyone. But until they're there on Sunday night, still very much up in the air, man.
What have you heard, Ice?
No, nothing that they can add on top of what Jackson just said. But with the Sydney teams, do they just go home? So they just train and go home like normal, or what?
Yeah,
I think so.
My understanding is that it's going to be like any, the people in your cafe, when their work bubble is their work bubble. That's who they're allowed to be around, then they get to go home. So that's not going to change. Where it's going to get murky, and I saw the proposal they slapped on the Aussie government's desk today in big fucking neon writing. It said, if a player contracts coronavirus, that's where they're going to be at risk, because anytime you've got, 17 on 17 blokes sweating and bloody bashing into each other, those bubbles, Ice, his 17 players and his family at home, but as soon as you play against the Roosters, your bubble becomes 30 and their families. So
yeah, true.
And their staff and everyone around the squad.
Staff, but they've scaled all that back, so you're not going to have 34 physios like most teams have. But
I read somewhere that the Warriors are bringing over 52 players. Like who's coming?
Yeah, I mean, I've got my boots ready to go. I don't know. 52. I don't know we had.
Fuck, how much staff you guys got over there?
But if you think back, remember when this coronavirus thing first sort of popped after that Canberra game, and the Warriors were going to have to stay in Australia, and they looked at the lone player system. So there was a few boys there that stuck their hand up kind of in the resi grade for other teams who said they'd
Luke
play.
Page and that, yeah, it was cool.
That's still on the table. So they'll take a big squad. Obviously, if you're going 20 rounds, you're going to need, and you can't fly boys in and out, you're going to need stock there. So
makes sense.
Tex Hoy, Tristan Saylor, get some of the young bucks over and have a run. Why not?
100, that'd be mad.
Have a go.
Yeah.
I remember I took it on staff a little bit off topic here. Like, I just seen a photo. It's almost been like 6 years since debut for the Kiwis, whatever. Play for the Kiwis, whatever. But I remember Roger two of us, like me and Dean Fuddy were on the bus, and we're talking to Roger, and we're like, "Who's that?" And at the Roosters, he goes, "Nah, that's our assistant's attack coach."
What?
a bubble, man.
fuck you. I go, fuck you guys got too much money over there. Fucking assistant Taco. What the fuck's that mean? What's he looking after?
Yeah, the Roosters bubble is going to be scaled right back.
Scary. Nah, they'll probably be making money somehow.
Yeah, true.
On the topic of taking L's, I don't know where this tangent is going on. Taking
You've been pretty good at doing that.
You've been working on your segue.
Yeah,
was
1 month
clunky.
in, not getting any better. No, topic of taking L's. Aaron Gordon's taken 2 L's in the dunk comp. And then he's taken a third, trying to have a bit of fun with his diss track. I sent it around to you boys last night. 9 out of 10. Having a few shots at Dwayne Wade, the judge. Bit of a laugh. He was on Complex saying it was a bit of a giggle. And Dwayne Wade said that he should even copyright 9 out of 10. But yeah, a bit of a laugh seeing him having a crack at the bit of a rap. Few of the NBA boys get behind the mic. You've seen it, Ice?
Oh, yeah. So, obviously when you showed that to me, I was like, oh, what's going on here? But then when I looked at it, and then he had that first little, that almost ASAP Rocky style of that.
Yeah.
Silver's got, that real.
Yeah. And I was
What's he
like,
doing
this
here? But
sounds trash. But yeah, when he starts rapping, it's like.
But when he
upbeat.
started rapping, I'm just gonna say I've heard worse rap songs, and it was okay. That start threw me off. But I actually watched him on Inside NBA, and he was talking to Shaq and that, bro. He was so high.
Yeah. And they were
see that?
alluding to it as well.
And then just paying him out, and he's just going.
Yeah.
So he must be a little bit scattered just in person and just be on his own buzz. But yeah, it is what it is. It's fucking very cliche America. Did appreciate the production value of it, considering he's at home.
Just sitting there with one of, I think Dwayne Wade's got a wine company, sitting there having a sip of his wine and the film clip and everything like that.
Yeah, and it's like almost like, in some of his lyrics, he's like, "Oh, I appreciate the text from you, like D Wade," but then he spent the last fucking 5 sentences spraying him.
Well, he lost out on $1 million by not winning that dunk comp.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was prize money in that.
Yeah, that's
I
one
thought
of the.
they just get a car.
Nah,
Get a Kia or something.
Yeah.
Remember when Blake Griffin jumped over the car? I was like, "Oh, fuck, they must just get cars."
Yeah.
He's driving around in like some Audi RS8 Spider, and they give him a fucking Kia 4-door. He's like, yeah.
Well, it's like when you used to see all those ads of LeBron doing Kia commercials. It's like, come on, man. Take the bag. I get it, but seriously, get yourself an Audi at least.
Yeah.
In the back of the Maybach, just going.
The Gordon. I think the sayings. Every baller wants to be a rapper, and every rapper wants to be a baller. So he's just trying his hand. Every footy player thinks they can sing, especially the Māori boys pick up a guitar and start playing a bit of a G. You got a best and worst sort of musicians and you're playing for him, mate? Who's got some decent pipes on him?
Kenny Edwards. Fucking really, really good. But he a friend of mine, he comes to mind really good. Kevin Aguama could sing pretty well, but Kenny Edwards was probably the best one.
Fiji and hymns, eh?
Yeah. Attackers, Brad Takarangi, fucking
goes
useless.
alright. Better than his Hucker, or?
Loud, bro. Just loud, and just laughs and shit. Nah, he's all right, man. Just fucking shut the fuck up, Tacker.
How good?
Well.
Stick to the Huckers, eh, Tax?
Yeah. Bit other news. Aussie Ben Simmons, a little bit cut. He's been seen his ex Kendall rocking about with Devin Booker. She's got a type, man. Loves an NBA player.
Yeah, they all don't mind the ballers, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good on her, man. She just she'll be stringing them along. They're not stringing her along. She's the big dog compared to them. So good on her. And yeah, obviously got her type. And fucking Booker's cool, man. I seen him do this interview with this chick from NBA, or she was hot as well, and everyone in the comment Booker's trying to smash.
Rachel, was that Rachel Demetrio, whatever. She used to be from 2K, I think. Remember her?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
But he's just cool, man. Obviously plays for fucking Phoenix and that, but that could potentially change. He's on a max deal. Can actually play as well, which is mad. One thing I liked about Devin Booker, and probably about Tyler Hero, is that Tyler Hero actually looks up to Devin Booker.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, random.
And he goes, fuck, I want to mark him because he's the one I look up to the most. He's only a couple of years older than him, so fuck off with that. I was mad.
Devin Booker's got best pure, in terms of ISO scorer, if you want someone to just go off by themselves, I reckon he's the best in the NBA at the moment, man. He's just different. Biggest dick in the NBA as well.
You've got some mail on that, huh?
It's not male. I thought that when I said that, I was like, why do you guys not know this? If you haven't, after this, straight away start Googling Devin Booker's nudes, because it's it'll change your life. It'll make you feel real bad about yourself.
All right, let's see. Let's have a look.
That's what we need in quarantine. Fucking Someone to kick us
tell you
while we're
what.
down.
Have you seen he's got a sick Kobe tattoo as well. He's just fucking cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a mad tat. I shared that a few weeks back.
Were you off him when he got double teamed in that little scrimmage in the offseason?
Nah, I was like, who gives a fuck, man? He was ridiculous there. But
Hey, we ain't double teaming. Yeah, we ain't double teaming. Yeah.
He's got a little bit of Kobe in him, like that sort of super competitive, but also super cool sort of vibe. Yeah, favorite player, biggest stick, easy.
I just want him to change market, Like I've started even though I think he's cool in that, I've started looking at all those like rookie cards and sort of stuff like that. I was like,
I don't follow Phoenix basketball at all, but is DeAndre Ayton going all right, or is he kind of
he's all right. Yeah.
Because they were kind of thinking they could build a little, not a super team, but build a little young core around those two. But fuck, when you're paying Booker that much, it's hard to buy anyone else, right?
Speaking of good-looking blokes that we weren't sort of speaking on, Kelly Oubre Jr.
Ooh, silky as well.
He is a fucking glamour. He is a glamour. Me and Norman go fuck. Every time we see him, we just look at each other and go, fuck.
You reckon that Phoenix team would damage you when you're on a bit of a road trip?
Out in the desert out there.
Yeah. By the way, Lukey's just been staring at Devin Booker.
I can't find it. I got Google Safe Search on, man.
Don't worry, bro. I'll send them to.
Yeah, just make sure it's Booker's and not yours, mate.
Mate, trust me.
I want to be able to see it.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got speaking of big B's, Bezos, 25 Billy during COVID.
Your segues suck today, bro.
They're horrible, man.
You're trying too hard.
I know. Speaking of big B's.
You're trying too hard on the segues today.
Just say right, switching gears.
Big bananas, mate. Big Bezos. I don't fucking know. We've got 25 Billy during Triple B's. See, we'll get there. Bezos, 25 bill during COVID. It's not a bad business to own, considering everyone's at home shipping packages left, right, and center.
We talk about businesses and because he's so smart and thinks towards the future, he wouldn't know that coronavirus was coming, but he know that a pandemic or that style of content or that style of fucking something is happening. So it's his business model is like recession proof, and the businesses that are in trouble the most are obviously the ones that aren't, and brick and mortar, and he's purely online, and he's not even selling his own fucking products. He's just got the infrastructure to ship them out. So yeah, genius.
His Amazon hasn't really popped down this part of the world, right? Like it seems it's sort of, I mean, not like Twitter, because Twitter has kind of popped a little bit, but things like that.
I wouldn't say Twitter's popped down there.
Yeah, why is that? Why do you think something like Amazon, which makes so much fucking sense, hasn't really hit here yet? But it's been going for fucking a minute over there.
I don't know. I think it's starting to get a little bit bigger in the UK as well. So you can actually get milk delivered to you, toilet paper, same day, within 2 hours. So Amazon Prime is what they call it.
And they've got that touch pay thing, right? Yeah, sorry. They've got touch pay with Amazon, so it's like you literally you put in Isaac John whatever, you fill in all your details once, and when you want to buy something, it's not like checkout, shipping, all that. It's already ready to go. So you literally just click it and it turns up. So
have you ever done online shopping through grocery stores and that?
Yeah, we do it all the time because it was one of the first things that Mum registered for, because immunized comparable or whatever the thing is, so she could qualify for it straight away. And they just literally bring it to the front door, but you get all the shitty stuff. It's just all the leftovers.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, the milk's expiring the next day and shit like that. Yeah, so
I thought the missus did it. And what she was saying was they don't tell you what's in stock. This is just for New Zealand one countdown. Get around, but they we are Pack and Save. I don't know why I said countdown, trying to flex. On the Pack and Save one, it's they don't tell you what's in or out of stock before you do it. So she filled up her whole shopping cart or whatever. You get to the end and go to pay, and they say, oh, they don't have whatever. So you go, okay, sweet, and it reloads you back to the start. So you have to add everything again. So we just went off it. So yeah.
Nah, brush that. Woolies and Coles have got it sorted over here. Coles, I'm not sure if they deliver. You can just go pick it up straight from the store, and they just load it in your car. But Woolies is...
How hard is it? Just go buy your groceries.
Yeah.
It's just torture.
Yeah, exactly. Last one for the day, boys. Zion was talking to the NBA guys about what happened back when Drake wore his high school jersey, saying things like, before that I was Zion Williamson, the 12 from Syracuse. I think that's how you say his school. And then that's when he became Zion. And because everyone's like, who's this huge unit playing basketball? And they sort of put him on the map. Jake's very good at attaching himself to anything in culture. There's photos of him wearing LeBron's shit as well. Like, obviously not before, but like lately he'll always rock LeBron's high school kit. Is he going to attach himself to vintage kit? Can we get him in some YKTR? What are we doing, Drake?
There's no vintage Raptors gear around. I keep trying to find it. The thing with Drake and that whole Zion story, the thing I took away was like, and what Ice always bangs on about with YKTR is like the power of storytelling. So Zion was always going to be a star because he's a freak player and a freak athlete, but he was never Zion until something like that happened, and it sort of propelled him into culture. And I remember watching, I didn't even really know who he was, but I remember watching footage of him on Facebook and that of him just dunking on poor little white boys when he was like 12 years old.
Check his
birth
certificate.
Yeah, exactly. That was all because of like Drake doing that, you know. So things like that. And I sent that photo to you guys today of like the markup that's happened in Jordan and Pippen jerseys and all the, obviously I also know the cards and that last little while. And it's not because of it's not because of that's a new product. It's just a new story. So The Last Dance is telling their story. So relating it back to you guys, Ice, and obviously you'll be able to speak better about it. It's like YKTR is not reinventing the wheel with clothes. You make cool shit, but you tell a story better than someone like, you know, I'm not going to name brands, but other brands who are doing similar shit. So
Vintage kit.
That's what I took away from the whole Zion story.
Yeah, I agree with everything Jackson just said, but also like Drake sort of, you got to understand the pedigree that he's come from in terms of Lil Wayne. So like Lil Wayne was the big dog, but when he was with like Cash Money Records, like Birdman was trying to fuck him all over and take cuts off, like, fuck, you still owe me 4 different records. Once he started Cash Money, it was such a different avenue where he built up Drake and he built up Nicki Minaj, but then he actually could let them go out and do their own things. You know what I mean? So like that sort of mentality is mad, because what he does, like what Lil Wayne does, where he put him on, he uses his platform to put this bloke on. Drake's just done exactly the same. He uses his platform just to put these young blokes on, and like it's great to see, because what the fuck does Drake have to do by posting high school, like wearing high school fucking, he doesn't have to do that shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got the most #1 selling records, but he's the coolest bloke, and like I know people pay him out because he's got the softer side to him, but if you watch that massive interview that he done for like 3 hours, he goes, the reason I was making these songs is because it was just the easiest way for me to get girls.
Yeah. As if we'd all be doing it.
Yeah, 100. If you could sing, rap, and be fucking...
Yeah, Lukey, that's what you need, bro.
Yeah, so if you can sing, rap, and do all that sort of stuff, he's just doing it for all the right.
Give us the G, bro.
So yeah, like I love it. I love it that he's about the culture. He's smart. Don't always agree with like everything. Like that Tusi Slide, for example. Like, it doesn't really have to do that, but it's just kind of like, fuck it. I'm Drake.
But even that pops. Like, he kind of doesn't miss.
Yeah. Any business venture he goes into just fucking pops as well. Like whatever the alcohol he dropped wasn't like not too long ago was fucking mad. Yeah. I don't know. He's transcended time for a while now. You know what I mean? He's been at it for like 13, 15 years and still relevant.
He's definitely at the top of his game. And he was saying that he's been in the studio cooking up his next album. It's been, I think, he's obviously dropped little projects here and there, but he hasn't had an album for a minute. So once he drops big.
That's what he does, bro. Like he doesn't stop. Like once he drops an album, boom, fuck. Oh, here's a mixtape. Oh, let me jump on with this guy. Let me jump on. Like, if you remember 2007, 2008, Lil Wayne was on fucking every feature you could fucking think of.
100.
And then he must have just seen that sort of mentality and that work ethic and like, fuck, let me do it in my own way, in my own style. He gets over UK and starts talking fucking Julie and starts saying like teens and stuff like that. So he's, I reckon, like behind his talent and work ethic, there's a fucking very smart guy behind that. Like,
well, I think we always joke about copy paste, but if it's someone who's adopting that same sort of mindset at the moment, is DaBaby. He is fucking everywhere. He's doing heaps of features. He's linking up with guys like Roddy Ricch and all those boys. He's killing it lately. And have you seen how he's doing those acoustics? He'll get his song and he'll do it up as an acoustic, and he'll just walk through his house in ISO and rap it. It's sick.
Yeah, that's such easy content. It's the fake coffee with ice. Like, how much time and energy does that take him to do? But he made a song, but like, I've made a song. Here it is. There's my piece of content. Whereas he goes, here's my song. And then he chops it up into this. Then he chops it up into an acoustic. Like, so it's the whole micro content thing, which you guys do so well as well. Is like, you make a vlog, but then you chop it up and you do, whether it's quote tiles and you do little, so that just makes sense. That's just smart marketing.
He's been in the office of Gary Vee for a bit too. So
is he?
Yeah, there's a whole. It's on YouTube. You can watch the whole interview of it. He's like talking about TikTok to him. He's like, you just need to be on TikTok. Like he says that in every video, but like someone like the baby for sure. But they're on that Triller app.
Content you making?
Have you ever seen?
No, but then they do that stuff. Then they do that sort of stuff like pull up somewhere and like give out money and like just culturally relevant stuff. Like he always talks about Taylor Swift. Like Taylor Swift's smart, so she'll rock up to a random wedding that knows that like the bride's a fan or the husband's a fan, and she'll just rock up there. And like everyone there's got a phone anyway, so just goes boom, viral, smart. Yeah. Just that stuff that people don't expect, and like they're not well polished fucking clips and stuff, but it's just culturally relevant because everyone's got a fucking phone. So he's tapping into that, and then obviously talented as well, and fucking one of the coolest voices.
Yeah. So Monday Ice dropping some new kit.
Yeah, we were obviously meant to drop on Thursday. We talked about the mystery boxes the other day, then fucking went behind the scenes and actually realized it was a fucking mess.
It was the Shopify back end day. It was the way, because I was looking at coding when you guys were doing it, and I was like, that's way above what I know what to do.
Yeah, no, there's more so the parcels that we're actually sending. Well, fuck, it's a long story, but the people that ship out from our warehouse, they didn't have the right information that we were sending them. So there was they just started sending out fucking bulk orders, and Natasha's still fixing it now. I just wasn't comfortable selling clothes when people were still owed money. So we'll drop Monday. Some cool stuff. All the masks are in as well, so it's looking cool.
It's that time of season, hoodie season. On that note, 1 month in. Thanks, boys.